Hello and welcome to this lesson on I Vow to Thee My Country. This is the famous tune written by Gustav Holst at the sort of the turn of the 20th century as part of the Planet Suite. This was part of Jupiter, of course. It's a very famous, a very patriotic tune here in the UK. The version I've used is Simon Tompkins. He's a guitarist and he's posted a few guitar videos, and so I've used his version. I hope you won't mind, and I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't done so already, you definitely want to go to my website, www.daddylongles.com, address on your screen now, and download the 6 pages that go with this tutorial. You're going to need to do this because otherwise this tutorial won't make that much sense. Page 1 is a list of abbreviations that I use, and you need to familiarise yourself with that before you sort of crack into this. And page 2 is where the lead guitar starts. Now it's in the key of D major and it's counting in threes. I've written it out in bars, but for your convenience I sort of split it up into nice little bite-sized chunks labelled 1 to 19, and you'll see some little oblique strokes where those sections start. Now, the recording I'm using, as I say, is a recording by Simon Tompkins, and there's an 8-bar intro that you've got to wait for before you come in with section 1. So this is section 1. Now, I'm using sort of a heavy-ish sound here, quite distorted, and I've got it gated off because it obviously makes quite a lot of noise otherwise. I haven't taken a great deal of trouble in getting sort of a good sound for this, but I think it's good enough for this tutorial. So section 1 starts with a slur 7A to 9A. You put your third finger on 7A, and it's a quick slur. It says SL, that slur. What it doesn't tell you there, it's a quick slur up, quick slide up from 7A to 9A. So you only play the string once, your plectrum, and then first finger on 7D. Third finger on the other side of the bar line there is on 9D, 9th fret of the D string. Obviously wherever you can, do a bit of finger vibrato. I haven't labelled that in because obviously there's so much of that, you know, there'll be loads and loads of that, so you don't need that really. And then you've got your first finger on 7G, slow slur down to 6G, down 1 fret, and second finger on 7D. Then you've got third finger on 7G, now slur up to 9, and back to 7. That's 1 plectrum stroke, slow slurring. First finger on 6G, then on the next line, similar thing, slow slur up and down, 4 to 6, back to 4, 1 strike of the plectrum. First finger on 2G, and then in the next bar you're going to slur up from 2D to 4D. So let's listen to that again. Section 1, counting is 1, 2, 3. So it comes in on beat 3. 1, 2, 3. Right, section 2 now. So it starts the same as section 1 with a quick slur, 7A to 9A, finger 3, first finger on 7D, third finger on 9D, and then first finger on 7G, slowish slur down to 6G, second finger on 7D, so all that is the same as section 1, isn't it? Now you're going to go a slow slur 7 to 9G, and a quick slur 9 to 11G, so you use finger 3 for both of those. Stay on the 11G, play the note again, and then play it again and slur down to 9 and down to 7. That's 1 plectrum stroke. And then play the 7G again, slur up to 9 quickly, and the first finger falls nicely on 7G. And as I say, lots of vibrato on that. Let's listen to section 2 again. Right, section 3 comes at the end of that fourth line there. So it's moving into the next part of the tune, isn't it? So 10B, finger 4, little finger, and that's on beat 3, so it's 1, 2, 3 and fingers 4 and 1, 10B and 7B, 9G, 9G again, down to 7G, quick slur up, 9 to 11G, so you got bring your third finger back to 9G, first finger on 7D, and 10B and 7B, fingers 4 and 1. And then you've got so 9G, 9G again, 7B, 10B, and then slur 10 to 12B, and do a nice bit of vibrato. So that's section 3. Okay, section 4, it's on 12B. Now you've used your little finger to slur up to 12. Now change finger, so using third finger on 12B. Nice section there, isn't it? So third finger on 12B, what I call a dugout slur, so you hear the note you're slurring from and the note you're slurring to. So 12B up to 14B, and then you're going to play 14B again, right, semitone bend and then let down. So when you play the string it's unbent, bend it afterwards, then keep pressing, let it down, hammer on and pull off 12 to 14B, so you're on 12B, hammer your third finger onto 14, pull it off to 12 again, and slur down to 10B, so that's all one plectrum stroke. Little finger on 10E, notice that it's the lowercase e, that's because it's the E string nearest the floor, the highest pitched E string. First finger on 7B, next bar, next line, 9G, 7G, 9G, 7B, and then slur up 7 to 10B. Let's have a listen to section 4. And again that vibrato when you can. Section 5, as a lot of these sections does, it starts on beat 3. Right, quite a lot to squash in here on this section. So it's the 9G to 11G, quick slur, finger 2, first finger tucks in behind on 10B, first finger on that, third finger on 12B, lots of changing of position here to make things comfortable. Then you've got the pull off, 10 to 9E, fingers 2 and 1. Second finger on 10B. Right, now third finger on 10E, slur slowly to 12E, but play the 12E again and slur back quicker. Second finger on 9E, then jump to 12B, fingers 1 and 3, 12, 14, 12. Now this bit, he uses this technique quite a lot, this what I call a quick fire hammer on and pull off. Now you can play it in its easiest way, you can play it 3 lots of 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, hammer, pull, hammer, pull, hammer. If you can squash in another pull off, that's good. And then slur 9 to 11G. And I should say that obviously without seeing Simon Tompkins play this, I couldn't tell you whether I'm in the same place on the guitar as he is. It's very much guesswork on my part, but I think I've made sort of a fair stab at it, and it's up to you if you want to find these notes in a different place on the guitar. Of course, that's entirely up to you. Let's listen to section 5 again. Section 6. Now this is the quick slur, 9G to 11G, finger 2. Happens a lot in this tune, doesn't it? First finger tucks in behind on 10B, third finger on 12B, and then we've got to pull off 10E to 9E, fingers 2 and 1, second finger on 10B, and then we're going to slur, dug out slur 10 to 12E, so a slow slur if you like, you really hear the 10E first. Quick slur, 12E to 14E, so third finger is used for both those slurs, 2 plectrum strikes, 1 on each. Lots of vibrato, play the 14E again, and then again, slur back to 12, first finger on 10E, and we got third finger on 12E, and we usually third finger, use fingers 2 and 1 as well to help you bend the string. So you bend it up a tone, T, B, L, D, P, O, tone, bend, let down, pull off. So you bend it up a tone, let it down, and pull off to 10E. That's 1 plectrum strike. So there's section 6. Section 7 starts on beat 3 of the bar, often the case, isn't it? So section 7, you start on beat 3 of the bar, little finger on 7B, slurs quickly to 10B, first finger on 7B, 9G, 9G again, 7G, back to the 9G, tone bend, stop dead. That's where you bend the string up, put the plectrum on the string so you don't hear it dropping back to normal pitch. Then in the next bar, 9G, 7D, 10B and 7B, fingers 4 and 1. And then the next line. Now, 9G, 9G, 7B, 10B with the third finger, because you're going to play the note and then you're going to bend it a tone. And it's obviously a lot easier to bend it with the third finger than it is with the fourth. Use fingers 2 and 1 to help you bend it. Let it down, and just before you go into section 8, you've got that slur up. So let's listen to section 7. Alright, now section 8. Now you'll notice there's an asterisk on this because on the next page, on page 3, you'll see there's a little harmony to this. So let's deal with the main section 8 of the tune, if you like. So it's a quick slur, 10B to 12B, finger 1, third finger on 14B, play the 14B again on the next line, bend it a semitone, let it down. You've got the quick fire hammering and pulling. Drop down to 10B, over to 10E, and then quite a sort of slow hammer on and pull off there, 7B to 8B, 9, 7, 9 on the G, 7B, and then slur up 7B to 10B. On this harmony then, finger 1 on 9E, quick slur to 10E, third finger on 12E, then you bend 12E a tone, obviously use 3 fingers to help you bend it. Let it down, the quick fire hammering and pulling between the 2 notes, 10E and 12E, 10E, 14E, 10B, hammer to 12B, fairly slow, and then 12, 11, 12 on the G, fingers 3, 2, 3, the numbers underneath, of course your left hand fingers, 10B, play the 10B again, slur to 14B. So this is section 9. pretty straightforward. Notice there's a little harmony that can be played in that. So bottom of page 2, section 9, your old friend, the quick slur 9G to 11G, finger 2, first finger on 10B, then page 3 underneath the dotted line, 12B, 10E, 9E, 10B, and then 15B, tone bend let down, hit the note straight before you bend it here. 14B is a little one. Got two guitarists, a little harmony above it. 14E, notice the harmony is a semitone bend let down to 12E. Carry on with the main now. 12B, 14B, 12B, 10B. And then you end section 9 with the slur 9 to 11G. Let's go back to the bottom of page 2, play the whole of section 9, just the main tune, not the harmony. Not much in the way of cross picking, most of it's done with downstroke to get that lovely sort of strong feel. It's quite sort of reminiscent of the way Brian May plays, I think. Section 10. Notice it's starting to slow down there. So it's the usual start. 9G, 11G, finger 2, that'll be. First finger on 10B. 12B, 10E, 9E, 10B. The dugout slur 10 to 12E. Then you bend 12E, stop it dead. Bend it a tone, stop it dead. Play it still bent. Then re-bend it, let it down. 10E, 12E, 10E, and it kind of slows down into that first break, doesn't it? Now you may find that your side of your third finger gets quite sore if you're not used to string bending, so don't worry about that too much. Obviously if it starts to really hurt, give yourself a bit of a break. So section 11 starts on 17E, finger 4. So you can hear it's pitched up a bit, this, isn't it? So you've got 17E, 17th fret of the E string, little E string, finger 4, 14E, finger 1. On the next line you've got 17B, finger 3, play again, drop to 15B, use your first finger, back to 17B, tone bend. You then bend the 17B a tone, and then as it says, don't re-pick, just let the string come down. And then first finger on 14G, again 17E and 14E, fingers 4 and 1. And then you've got 17B, third finger, play it again. First finger on 14E, third finger on 17E. And then slur from 17E to 19E. Obviously with this kind of playing, you go out of position quite a lot just to make it comfortable. So section 11, let's hear that again. Section 12. Obviously needs a bit of control when you're that high up on the guitar. So you're on 19E with your third finger, dugout slur to 21, so a slow slur. Then bend 21 a semitone. Then play 21E straight, in other words not bent. Down to 19E, use the numbers underneath to help you with your left hand fingers. Then you've got 22B, 22E, the 22nd fret of the B, 22nd fret of the E, both third finger, first finger on 9B, and then you sort of can't help but really slow it down to 17. You're going to play 17B, slur to 15, back to 17, that's one plectrum stroke. Third finger on 19B, and then you're going to bend 20B a tone and do that nice waver, that nice finger vibrato on the bend. Section 12. Alright, section 13, as is often the case, comes in on beat 3, and it's your old friend there. The a run up from 9G to 11G, finger 2. First finger on 10B, third finger on 12B. Then you're going to play 10E, finger 2. You're going to play 9E, hammer onto 10, pull off to 9. 1 plectrum stroke. 10B. And then you've got quite a lot to cram in here on section 13. As I say, the run up. You're going to slur 10 to 12E, finger 3s at the beginning of the next line. And then you're going to play 10E, first finger, quick fire, hammering and pulling. 7E, 9E, 7E, first finger on 10B, and then he sort of really crams this in, very aggressive. Bend 12B a tone, let it down, pull it off to 10B, one plectrum stroke, second finger on 11G. Again, that strong finger vibrato where you can. So let's listen to section 13. In again, section 14, and it's 9G to 11G, finger 2. First finger on 10B, 12B. Again, what you did before, the hammer on and pull off, 9 to 10 on the E, ending up on 10B. So the dugout slur, 10 to 12E. Quick slur, 12 to 14E, play the 14E again and again, slur back to 12, 10E, hammer on from 10E to 12E, and end on 10E, so that's section 14. Section 15. Right, now it says 10B, it says scrape. You just put your knuckles across the strings to mute them and scrape your plectrum across the strings, sort of D, G and B strings, and make sure the 10B sounds. First finger on 7B, 9G and then again 9G, 7G, tone bend stop dead on 9G. Hammer on, 7G to 9G, fingers 1 and 3. And then first finger on 7D. Again the scrape, 10B. This time I think he does a little hammer on and pull off 7 to 10B, so out of position, but I think it's easier to use fingers 1 and 3. And then 9G again, 7B. And for the reason that you're going to bend, pull off 10B to 7B, fingers 3 and 1. Tone bend waver and then let down before you go into section 16. So section 15 again. Section 16. So quick slur, 10B to 12B, finger 3. Then bring your third finger up to 14B. Then bend 14B a semitone. Play it straight. Then the old quick fire hammering and pulling, 12 to 14B. 10B. Your old friend the scrape on 15B. First finger on 11G. Then put your first finger on 9G. Slow slur down to 7. Third finger on 9G, bring your third finger up to 11G, and on page 4, first note of page 4, tone bend waver on 12G. That's section 16. Getting near the end now. So long old pieces, isn't it? Lots to learn, but I mean, fantastic practice. Loads of things that are going to help you become a really good lead player if you're not already. So, section 17 starts with, you guessed it, 9G to 11G, finger 2, slurring up. First finger on 10B, third finger on 12B. And we've done that before, haven't we? The 10E, hammer on and pull off, 9 to 10E, 10B. You probably recognise that from an earlier part of the tune. So 15B, tone bend, stop dead. Play it straight. 14B, don't get the numbers underneath your left hand fingers if you're right handed, other way around if you're not. Hammer on 12 to 14B, back to 12B, down to 10B, and cram that, crush that in, that 12B, tone bend, let down, pull off to 10B, and the 11G on the next line. Section 18 starts with the normal riff. But this time, quite unusual. It comes up to 15B, finger 2, and you do a hammer on and pull off, 14, 15, 14 on the B. And then you hammer on 16G to 14G, so you just bang fingers 3 and 1 down on those notes without playing the string. Slur up 15B to 17B, bend the 17B a tone, stop it dead, re-bend it, play it still bent, let it down, 15B, slowing down now of course, 15B, hammer on 15B to 17B, and then play 15B, section 18. And just on the end, that run up there through the sort of scale. It doesn't slide that, it just goes. And it's 15B, finger 2, first finger on 14E, third finger on 17E, and up to 22E, which on my guitar on this Fender Stratocaster, it's my top note. May not be your top note. A bit of vibrato on that. So those are the component parts of the lead, all 19 sections, and I suggest you practice them individually and then try and put them together.